Let's start. Let's get it popping. Um, so gang, I'm delighted to have us host this webinar. My name is Damian Cornwall. I'm the president for CANY. And when I took over leadership at CANY, one of the things that was important to us was to try to further the mission of cannabis and become a chamber of commerce, so to speak, for cannabis, and bring to our members and people around the industry vetted partners that we thought could have a value add and help you make decisions. I remember when I first opened up my store, we were the fourth licensee and the third to open and the first in upstate. And I remember not knowing what the hell we were doing, right? Everything was a blur. Most of the people that we were talking to didn't even know what they were doing and certainly didn't know what we were supposed to do. So now that, I'm a year older and because I use a little bit of dye on my gray, my hair, my beard, I don't have as much gray as I really do have. I did this today just for this meeting, just to let you know. But having had said that, it's important to me to do this webinar for folks that are trying to get cooking and get their stores going, because there's such a plethora of information out there. And I couldn't be happier than doing it for AmeriCU and Pinnacle. One of the things I think is important, I was talking to Allegra about this, is it's not just what the organizations do with these two companies, but it's the fact that they have such a huge commitment to other people in customer service. It's one of the things that I love the most about these guys. It's just there's just no stone that they leave unturned, and the effort they give to make sure that they take care of people's problems and help them find solutions is just, I've just never seen it happen that way. And I've talked to other banks, and I hate some other banks because I think they were terrible. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Clearly I'm not good at holding back my words. So with that, that's why I'm so happy. I think there's a lot to offer here, and I'm going to be around for the entire call. And thank you, Allegra, for putting this stuff together. And I guess I'll turn it over to you, Gal, so that you can start talking about the things that you do at AmeriCU, and then toward the end of the call, you guys will open it up for questions and have a Q&A session as well. All right.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that fantastic introduction, Damian, and appreciate you having us on. Just to share a little bit of information about AmeriCU, what we do. So I'm going to share a screen. I don't want to keep it PowerPoint heavy, but I did want to put a little bit of information out just about who we are, because a lot of people, while we have a heavy presence in Central and Northern New York, you may not be aware of who AmeriCU is. So hopefully see my screen. If you could just give me a nod that you can. Okay, great. So just a little bit of information. We are a New York State chartered credit union. Many credit unions are federally chartered, but we are New York State chartered. But we have been around for a long time, so over 70 years. We actually started at Griffith Air Force Base. So we started as a military credit union, but currently we've got over $2.7 billion in assets, over 160,000 members. And just a little bit of kudos I'll give to ourselves. We have been ranked one of the best companies to work for a number of years. And we've also been ranked as one of the top credit unions in the state by Forbes year after year. So just wanted to give you a little bit of background on us, so you know that we are financially sound, and we've been in the New York State for a long time. So I will flip to the next slide and let Diana take over. Hopefully you can see that one.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diana. I had our cannabis banking program for AmeriCU. We got into cannabis banking a few years ago. We opened our first account in October of 2022, but we started building our program about a year and a half earlier than that. We did hire a consultant to come through and help us build the best program we could have. She has built programs for many other states all over the country, just trying to, she has the knowledge of what other state regulators are looking for in helping us establish a program that works for us and for our cannabis businesses. So what to expect and why. When you first are interested in opening an account with us, you'll actually be dealing with Gail and her team. So she'll get on an interview with you and learn more about your business. She will ask you questions about how you've prepared to open this business. Are you a dispensary? Are you a cultivator? What path you're going down? Excuse me. And then once we get a little more information, you'll fill out a risk assessment. We get approval from a committee to keep going with your application. Then we're going to get into documents that are required. And Gail, I'll let you touch on the documents that you'll.
Sure, and there's quite a few, and we never want to make it seem too daunting. And a lot of the information is already been provided through the OCM. However, at this point, nothing is being shared, so we really do have to gather a lot of the same documents. We do have to do background checks. We do have to look at your credit reports and keep that on file. And then really it's your operating agreement. So, you know, if you're an LLC, we need articles, your EIN, your operating agreement, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, capitalization tables. I know this sounds like a lot. Profit and loss statements. So we gather all of that information. Then we do an internal review one more time and then get the clearance to go ahead and open your account.
And then once the account is opened, we do have ongoing account requirements that we have to follow. It's not too much, I really don't think, but monthly you'll have to upload your accounting information. We do require 90% of revenues be deposited with the credit union. Everyone knows this is still federally illegal. Can be considered money laundering. It's an illegal substance that we are now banking. So it's very strict regulations on, we know exactly what money is coming in, where it's coming from, and who's it's going out to. So we do require those accounting uploads to be done monthly. Another quarterly ongoing requirement is going to be a beneficial ownership. We just want you guys to certify ownership has not changed of your business. It's pretty simple. We just do one attestation online quarterly to make sure that nothing has changed. One other requirement currently is also an on-site inspection. So we know that you do those through the state right now as well. Hopefully the state will start sharing some information with us and we won't have to continue these going forward. But it is one requirement of having an account with us currently. And then New York State guidelines. New York State has not come out with any guidelines for us banking accounts. We are state chartered, so we are covered by NCUA and the New York State Department of Financial Services. With that, New York State not providing us any guidance on how to banking these accounts, we look at other states on what they are requesting and how they are monitoring these accounts and are trying to follow suit with them. We did have our first audit or exam last year, and I did ask our our DFS representatives, and they told me not to expect any guidance anytime soon. So we are doing our best. We do try to do what other states are doing, what is working in other states to help us and to help you. We want the program to work for everybody. You want to do the next slide?
Sure. Okay, so then I just wanted to do a little recap. So I know that was not the most exciting thing on what we require, but again, we are just following what other states have done. But I will say, personally, I think what separates us from other places is the personal service. So versus being somewhere online, when you need something, you're calling us, you're reaching out, and you're getting a quick response. So we do have a team here that's just dedicated to our cannabis accounts, whether it's a cultivator, a dispensary, a micro business, you know, we're there to help you out. We do also have accounts for your employees. And I think that's a big piece too. Sometimes there's issues with lending to employees of cannabis businesses, and we don't have those same issues. Another big thing as a credit union and as a not-for-profit, we're also there to help employees rebuild credit. So any of those items that they need, they've got somebody right here to connect with to help them with their finances. We have programs for ancillary businesses as well. So whether you're a payroll company, other types of businesses, we do offer ancillary accounts. We do work with a third party for cash pickup. Currently that's Imperial. So any of the dispensaries and things like that, we do get you set up with Imperial, set up through a portal. So when you need cash pickup, you can go ahead and schedule that. They also do change orders as well. But really with our online banking at this point, we issue a Visa debit card. You have your savings in your checking. Any dispensaries can add on an additional checking account as well for no cost. And really everything is done online. So nothing is done at our branches. So if you think, okay, there's not an AmeriCU nearby, everything is done through your online banking, your ACH, your wires, all of that is really done through online banking. So we're here to help. Like Diana said, we've been doing this for a year and a half, a little bit longer, and we've onboarded a number of companies, and everybody's been really great to work with so far. So we'll wrap it up there and let Andrew take it away.
Thank you, Gail. Appreciate it. And
Yeah.
thank you, Damien and Allegra and everyone from CANY for taking the time and putting this together and joining tonight. I really appreciate that. So my name is Andrew Pusha, sales manager here at Pinnacle Employee Services. Not sure if you've heard of us before, but we are what is called a professional employer organization. And what we do is we offer HR and payroll services. But being a professional employer organization, we do what's called co-employment. So your employees would be paid underneath our federal ID number. And by doing so, that kind of we partnership with AmeriCU. We're based in Syracuse, New York. So we're New York based. And we've partnered with AmeriCU to do like the payroll and the banking side of the things. So to Gail's point, since we're partnered with AmeriCU and it's state regulated, not federally regulated, your employees can take their W-2 with our EIN on it and go get a car loan, a mortgage or whatnot. And it just streamlines that process outside of like your traditional payroll companies like Kaya Push or Augusto or a Paychex, where it could be volatile and they might just close your account at any point in time. And that's kind of where we've leveraged that. And again, too, being a professional employer organization and all of our customers are under our EIN or EIN number, we're able to offer benefits as far as like healthcare benefits, 401k that falls underneath our compliance. So you're going to be assigned an HR and payroll specialist that's going to manage your account for you. So you're not going to be on an island. And I'll go along Gail's line there and I'll share a couple PowerPoints here just real quick. Share my screen. Hold on. Everybody see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, coming up.
I see it.
All right,
I
perfect.
can see it. Yep.
All right, excellent. So what our goal is to do as an organization is we like to provide HR compliance, payroll benefits, giving our clients the necessary infrastructure right out of the gate, right? So what our focus on with our customers is compliance, service, and growth. We're here to help you grow your business, right? I understand we've been on a lot of CANY calls and I've heard the frustration with all the stuff that you have to do just to even get open. So we want to take this stuff off your plate so you can focus on doing that, right? And that's where we want to say is our focus is on you focus on your business, we'll focus on your people. So that's what our goal is from that perspective. So I apologize. I was going to end sharing because it's not sharing properly. At any rate, though, while I'm doing this, while I'm having IT problems on my end, I apologize for that. I have our founder and CEO on the line, Mark Petrowski. So, Mark, if you want to chime in here, I'll figured out my technical difficulties.
No problem. While Andrew fixes that, I just want to say that we worked really hard. We saw an avenue to connect with the cannabis industry a while back when Andrew and I used to work for Paychex, and Paychex and ADP, as everybody knows, stopped doing cannabis business about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And we said, this is a space that we could jump right in on, and we really need to be part of this. So we partnered with AmeriCU, worked really hard to get to be a partner with them. And we're hoping that we can bring that, everything that Andrew's talking about to you guys, so that you guys can offer a great benefits package, know that all your taxes, everything's are being paid, offer retirement plans, a whole slew of benefits like a Fortune 500 company. That is our goal, so that you guys can attract and retain a better, I guess, grade of employee for retainment. I mean, that's kind of our goal. Right, Andrew?
That absolutely is correct, Mark. Yes.
So, yeah, is that working now?
Let me see here. I was just having trouble transitioning between the slides there and whatnot. So let me see. All right. So
We're
can everybody see that?
currently the only payroll company, PEO, in New York State, I think, that is doing cannabis business legally.
That is correct. Yes. And we can talk about, we've opened up a lot of, we've done business with a lot of dispensaries here locally and up north, that have been with like Paychecks, that have just been completely, they're like, we're not doing your payroll anymore. So that's why they've come on board, and we're, like I said, instant infrastructure for them. And we allow them to give them the advice for payroll and taxes. Again, being under our EIN allows us to do more compliance and HR training for you. We'll actually do, your handbooks for you, employee handbooks, sexual harassment trainings. We'll come on site and help if you choose to go with our benefits, your open enrollments. We offer our 401k through Voya that we've partnered up with. So there's a lot of different things that we can provide. And as you can see, our target audience that we have: retail, cannabis, manufacturing, construction, and professional services. And yeah, like Gail said, I didn't want to, PowerPoint you to death. So I just want to rip through that real quick and show you what our offering was. Hopefully you're all able to see that. That fix out the technical difficulties, Damien.
Yeah, I think it's all good.
All right, perfect. And Mark, I don't know if there's anything more that you want to add. Like, I just really want to give a high level of what our offering was from what we do from a payroll HR perspective. We are cannabis friendly, and we are partnered with AmeriCU. So that's why we had the opportunity to get together. So again, I want to thank Damien and Allegra for putting this together. And we, Gail and I, wanted to keep this short with the presentation part of it. So we open up for any questions, because I see some stuff in the chat popping up, and address any questions that you may have.
Absolutely. All I would add to that is, after this and at any time, Andrew can share an email and phone number after this. Anybody wants to reach out and call and just have a conversation, no strings attached, just to talk about more in depth of what we do. We are happy to do that for you, happy to do that for the industry. We want to be part of this for the long haul. So we are here for you guys.
Yep. I'm putting Mark and I's contact information in the chat right now.
Allegra, do you want to go through some of these questions in the chat? Maybe there's some.
Absolutely. So Gina asked about banking fees. Gail, I saw that you provided your email, and you can send those out. Chris asked, do any capital district shared branches take cash deposits? Gail, you're answering all the questions before I can even get to them.
I just want to touch on that one real quick.
Yeah.
So just the reason on why we say no shared branching deposits is most financial institutions are not okay with cannabis banking. So just because we can't say, go ahead and bring your cash to another financial institution, and now they're in essence banking cannabis businesses. So until more financial institutions come on board, we do have to say no to shared branching deposits at this time.
But they take them, right? Am I allowed
Book
to
'em.
ask? Oh, my bad. I'm just asking. Oh, my bad. Okay. All right, next.
Jeremy asked, can cannabis companies use PEO and be compliant with New York State?
Mark, I'll let you take that one. Mark, did you hear that question? Compliant in New York State and into what regards?
Jeremy, if you want to unmute yourself or add in the chat. And if anyone has any questions, just feel free to start populating in the Zoom chat as well.
Yeah, hi. I thought employees had to be employed by the cannabis company, not be contracted.
They're not contracted. They're actually still your employees. They are actually just being paid. That's called co-employment. And I'd be happy if you send me your your contact information in the chat. I can send you information as to what that regards. But it's called co-employment. So they're still your employees. You're responsible for the hiring, firing, or whatever. We're just taking care of like the HR payroll side of things underneath our EIN. So yeah, so to answer your question, yes, that would be you're still compliant.
Sorry, can you hear me? Somehow I got logged out.
Yep. So I don't know if you heard the question Jeremy was asking, and hopefully I answered it correctly. He was just asking if, with using a PEO keeps them still compliant because they can't contract out their employees. But I told them it's co-employment, which is not contracting them out. They're still their employees and they're being paid
Yes.
underneath our EIN.
Yeah, 100% true. So with co-employment, you still have as the employer 100% direction and control of your employees. We are looked at as the state as the common paymaster is what they call us. So we are remitting taxes, filing quarterlies, 940s, 941s, W-2s on your behalf, but you still have all the direction and control of your employee. You hire, fire, our HR assist you with that, but that is still your employee. If anything, we are a backup of HR, payroll, tax compliance. So we are there for you. We federal and state labor law posters, everything, unemployment hearings, sexual harassment training. We handle all of that, but it is still technically your employee.
Sheldon in the chat asked, what about small amounts for shared banking less than 10K?
So that would still not be allowed at this time. No transactions would be able to take place at a shared branch because that institution is not banking cannabis. So we can't allow transactions to go through another institution. And I do see that Brian's question on lending as well. Excuse me, I'll just touch on that real quick as well. We are looking into lending options. So it's something that we're building out. I can't give you guys an exact time frame of how fast we'll be able to roll this out, but it is something we're looking to do this year. And we're trying to offer a variety of lending products, lines of credits, commercial real estate mortgages, and secured loans.
I do see a message from Chris in regards to the FLSA concerns for one employee that works in 36 hours a week for him and 36 hours for a nearby dispensary. Now that I would assume that would not put them in overtime. And Mark, I'll lean on you again to see if you can answer that question a little bit more accurately. I don't believe it would be.
I don't believe it would be either. I'm going to find out right now. Actually, our director of HR just wanted to know if we could reach out tomorrow to Chris directly and have a conversation about that.
So Chris, if you pop your contact info in the chat, we'll reach out to you tomorrow.
FL wrote in the chat, what is your service territory, both for Pinnacle and AmeriCU?
So right now we're servicing, Pinnacle does service all of New York State, but we do have other businesses in other states around the country. I think we're in like 46 states or whatnot. But in regards to cannabis and everything like that, it's, we're more strictly, focusing on that because it's state regulated or state regulated within New York. So outside of New York State, we're not doing any business for there just yet.
Sure, and I'll field that on the AmeriCU side. So we do try to stay in our field of membership, which is really central, southern, and northern New York, but we have obviously gone out west. We work with companies in Buffalo and towards Albany. So we do take the other ones on a case-by-case basis. We just do a little more of an internal review on those to get the approval to take those on, because we do know that there's just not a lot of options for cannabis companies in New York. And I did see another one about branches downstate. We don't have any branches downstate, but really what I always go back to is on the cannabis side of things, nothing's ever done at our branches. So we've made it really convenient where everything we're having virtual meetings, we'll, come by and visit you once you're open. But everything is done, we have Teams meetings, all the paperwork is done via DocuSign. And again, any transactions aren't done at the branch. So it's all ACH and wires. And with accounts, we really see how that is, most of the money is really moving through ACH, vendor payments and things like that. So, and then again, if you had cash, then we do have the cash courier to pick that up. So again, even if we don't have a physical branch there, we can definitely still do business with you. And I can see discuss membership and processing fees for both. We use, for courier, we use Imperial is our courier. And thank you, Sheldon, for the shout out. And membership process fees. So we do have an application fee. So once we meet and we do the risk assessment and have that conversation and we internally get the approval to move forward, then we do have an application fee of $750 that does cover up to 4 signers. And that's where we really, and we are paying hard fees on that. So it's not like we're arbitrarily just throwing dollars out at you. We do pay Shield to run the background checks and send out the applications. And that's where really you go in, put in your information. We do background checks, and that's where you upload all of your documentation that we talked about earlier, really all of your operating agreements and things like that. So that just allows us to internally do our due diligence on your businesses. Minimum monthly fees. It depends what type of business you are. If you are a cultivator, it's $200. So if, and we've worked on trying to make those as fair as possible. Again, we do have hard fees on every account that we have to pay Shield. So we've made that $200. And if you're a dispensary, that's $500 per month. And again, with that, I will say I have seen other fee schedules. And the biggest thing I will say about us is as I look through fee schedules, you see a lot of additional fees that aren't mentioned, which are just your analyzed fees. And analyzed fees can be a CH package, wire bundles, things like that. And we've really rolled that in. So typically for a regular business account at AmeriCU, if you need to do ACH, you're paying $40 a month, plus you pay for every ACH. We've incorporated that into that $500 a month. And you do not pay for any incoming wires. You only pay for going wires, which is $15. And that truly is just, that aligns with our regular business banking schedule. So we're not adding on any extra fees for you there.
And I will just touch on that as well. From starting the program to today, we've adjusted our fee schedule. We are not trying to make a profit on these accounts. We've lowered the fees to cover our hard costs of banking these programs, these accounts. I know there's a lot of discussion around a lot of people price gouging and things like that for these accounts. I can tell you, we have lowered it to as low as possible, that we are not trying to take advantage of anybody when it comes to these accounts. We understand that this is a service you guys need and is not offered widely throughout the state. I do see a question in here for what our SAR triggers are. Do you want to give me a little more information on what you're looking for in that one?
Sure. It's when you have to file your suspicious activity reports. And are you doing it on when you open up a new account? At what point will you file those? And then what was the monthly fee for dispensary? I'm not sure if you said that, and maybe I just didn't hear it. Thank you very much.
The dispensary fee is $500. But our SAR reports are filed to FinCEN guidelines, so we are filing every 90 days.
And I see that, oh, go ahead, sorry, still have another question?
No, I was just saying thank you.
Perfect. And I did see a question in regards to the fees for Pinnacle. So our fees are it's based off of a calculation for number of employees, pay frequency, and your gross annual payroll. So based off of that, it'll trigger a certain percentage. So if you ever needed a quote or just wanted to speak, again, reach out to either myself or Mark, and I'd be happy to give you an idea of what that admin fee looks like. And just so you know, our admin fee is all inclusive. So everything we spoke about, payroll, taxes, HR, the offering of benefits, 401k, that's all wrapped into it. And you actually get a real HR person that's going to work with you, as well as a payroll person that's going to assist you. And if you decide to go with the benefits, you have a benefits professional that'll actually, like I said, during open enrollment, will explain all of the benefits that are available to them, and answer any questions that they may have. So as a business owner, instead of the employees coming to you to ask like payroll or benefits questions, they can call us and we'll answer them for you.
Also, one more part on that, Andrew, if I could jump in, back to Chris at MB Farms. So it is not considered overtime. It goes off common law employer, not RE at federal ID number. So it's off of your, that's what I was kind of talking about with co-employment, which is, I didn't want to say that without talking to my director of HR, but it is off of your Fed ID. So it would not be overtime.
And I do
For
see
AmeriCU.
a question on here. Oh, I'm sorry, Allegra.
I think I was just about to read Brian's question in case you were going to answer it.
So we don't use Green Check, we use Shield Compliance. There is our compliance software that we use. That's where you'll do your accounting uploads and things like that.
But it is essentially the same. They're competitors in the space.
And is the micro business fee for AmeriCU $500? Currently it is. Again, New York State rolling out these different license types, we are evolving our program as New York State evolves theirs. We're going to take a look at what goes into a micro business to see if we can adjust that fee in the future. But right now it is going to stay at $500 with the dispensaries.
Perfect. Keep the questions coming. Let's go.
Yeah.
I have another question. Do you do the on-site inspection before you open the account or after you open the account?
You have 90 days to get it completed once the account's open.
So you open the account and then you do it within 90 days?
Yeah, we actually use Imperial for that as well. And it's virtual. So you just do like a FaceTime walk around and they do it virtually.
Who provides the 90-day deadline? Is that FinCEN?
Nope,
Oh.
that's ours right now.
Okay. Thank you.
I see another question about the fees, depending on which license and how, if you're operational yet.
So I will say, pre-operational, so anybody who hasn't received their, final license and they've opened, we do pre-licensed accounts. So we know that there's a lot involved and you need the banking services oftentimes before you open. So as long as none of that is cannabis touching and you're waiting to get your final license or you're doing a build out or whatever that may be, we do pre-licensed accounts where we still collect the application fee. We do all of our due diligence, but we do not charge the account until you're actually operational. So that's been pretty helpful for people. And yes, right now we do charge for that. Well, we don't charge for the inspection. The third party charges for the on-site inspection.
It is something we're trying to work through with New York State, though, like I said earlier. Since you are getting an inspection through New York State, we're trying to work with them to start sharing information with us. So we don't have to do our own. It would be a yearly inspection. And it's currently $325.
So Nicole, I did see that you asked the question if there's a challenges for both. I don't know if that was addressed specifically to AmeriCU or if it was for AmeriCU and Pinnacle. And I'll just answer it even if it wasn't directed towards us, but
Well, yeah.
with the dispensaries that we've had, we have not encountered any issues. We have dispensaries, we also have processors and things like that. We have not encountered any issues. And CANY's actually a customer too.
And I would just say our challenges haven't been any, like I said, we've met some great people, but I would say just with very little guidance or regulations from the state. Again, we're just trying to follow what other states have done. And again, we keep revamping. We've revamped our fee schedule several times. We're trying to make it as absolutely fair as possible. We know everybody is, going through a lot just to get their businesses opened. So again, it's just not having a lot of guidance on what's happening and any rules and regs, I would say. And Diane, I don't know if you have anything to add, since Diana really did put the whole program together here at AmeriCU. So
No, and it's exactly that. Is everyone has seen a struggle with the way the program has been rolled out with New York State, not getting any regulatory guidelines from the New York State Department of Financial Services. That is our biggest struggle. Our biggest challenge is we have to make sure we're covered from a exam perspective. So we have to have the DFS and NCUA are both overseeing what we're doing, and we have to make sure they're happy with what we're doing. And without them giving us guidance, because it's still federally legal for the NCUA and DFS not giving us any guidance. So we're walking a fine line. Say that's what I guess.
And I do have to say, I meet with Gail frequently, and AmeriCU's job is much more difficult than mine is. So Diana and Gail are doing the heavy lifting. And Mark, I think there might be a question that I might kick over to you to answer here in regards to how do you interface with mandatory union participation if we manage HR? Also, how do you weave in New York City PTO requirements into your system?
So as far as unions, we do not, so working with a PEO does not affect a collective bargaining agreement. So what I mean by that is if you are involved in a union and there's fringe and there's benefits that you have to adhere to, like you still do have to adhere to those. We can still assist in any HR that you need us to. But as far as like writing or trying to get out of anything or changing a handbook, the collective bargaining agreement will supersede a PEO agreement is what I'm trying to say. So you would still have to handle all of that. Not that we still can't work with you, we totally can. But if you are in a union, we totally handle everything, but the collective bargaining agreement, whatever the union says, that still supersedes what we can do for you. And what was the other part of that question?
Yeah, how do you weave in New York State or New York City PTO requirements? That shouldn't be a problem for us to handle, correct?
Yeah, absolutely not. So our payroll system, our software system is called Prism HR. It's extremely robust. That will handle, there's a couple different methods of how you can handle PTO. But our system will totally handle that, printing off on the check. It'll also be in their portal, but we can set it up however you'd like us to. It'll be no problem at all.
I think there's a question up there for you, Diana. It says, what are the sources you use to stay abreast of cannabis banking regulations affecting your business?
So we have a consultant that we work very closely with. And then we also have an attorney, legal counsel that we will run any questions by. And we have tried to keep contacts with the OCM to keep us aware of any other regulation changes that we should be aware of. But again, I guess the last thing I'll touch on that is we don't have any New York State regulations for us yet. Like, I feel bad. You guys have all these regulations that are changing all the time and we have nothing.
To follow up on that, is there somebody at OCM that focuses more on the banking space that you've encountered?
I've talked to a few different people, but no one that I can like stay in contact with, honestly, that will continue to answer questions for me.
Okay. So, same thing that we find.
Yep, I'm sure. Okay, I see Gail into the other question. Okay.
Any more questions? Let us know. We got a little bit more time left, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. And yes, we'll put our contact information out in the chat as well. So anybody with additional questions afterwards, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any additional questions. I can share our fee schedule. I can email that to you. So please go ahead. I'll put my info in the chat right now. So reach out at any point in time and I'm happy to chat with you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Allegra and Damien, for putting this on. Appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone taking the time to log in tonight and do that. Thank you so much.
As do I. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Gail.
we will be, Mark, myself, Gail will be down in Hudson next week. So please, stop by our booth and say hello, please.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Just
We
dope.
will have HR presence at that as well. So if anybody wants to break out into a meeting, they can and ask our director of HR any like top level questions. We'll totally have your back.
Yep.
I'm going to follow up with everyone to provide them with Gail, Diana, and Andrew and Mark's contact information. And as always, you can reach out to any of us, email, Instagram, social media platforms, Slack, you name it, we'll be there. But thank you so much, both to Pinnacle and AmeriCU. It's been really incredible to work with both of you and also see the services you're able to provide for our members.
Yes. Thank you for
Awesome.
having us.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
Great night.
Blessed night.
Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
Kevin.
All righty.
Have a great night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.